Hi, welcome to Eric's Welsh Garden. Today is Sunday the 28th of October and I have about an hour and a half of some gardening time, and I thought I would spend the time tidying up my kind of courtyard area in my garden. This is just by my back door and it is an absolute dumping ground, as you can see here, for all garden related kind of detritus. So what I'm going to do is spend a little bit of time just tidying this up. I have promised myself that in future I'm not going to use this area for dumping stuff. I'm going to have some nice pots. I've got some nice pots here actually that I got from the garden centre the other day, and I'm going to put some bulbs in those and kind of have some really nice bulbs on this area, so when I come into my back door it looks nice and pretty, not really dirty with rubbish like all those little yogurt pots that I use for seedlings at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to get on with it. Hopefully I can show you a really lovely tidy area in a minute. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can be notified of all of my videos. Thanks very much, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've been out here for about an hour now and it's looking much better already. Just on the right hand side here is kind of a collection of all the pots that I need to put in the shed, and I've also got loads of plant food there in those packets. I've had them quite a few years. I think they're Chilli fertiliser, I believe, but I'm not so sure really, so I'll probably just sprinkle them around in the spring. I've got 4 chilli plants here that I'm going to be taking in now to overwinter. There's 2 in a 10-litre bucket and there's 2 tiny ones that should have been potted up last year but never got potted up, so I'll be taking those in. I've also got some dahlia tubers that I've just pulled up. I've never done this before actually, but I'm going to overwinter these probably in my basement or something like that. I don't particularly like the dahlias that much. They were kind of like a dark reddy kind of colour, but they're free plants, and you know, if I do well with actually overwintering them, it means that I'll probably spend a bit of money on some nicer ones next year. I've also got a container of stuff to take down to the allotment. So I've got a lupin there which isn't doing very well. I've got some chives behind and 2 gooseberry cuttings that I've taken that I took earlier in the year from a gooseberry that I found in my woodland. I still haven't got my car back from the garage unfortunately, so hopefully it'll be tomorrow so I can make a trip to the allotment because it's been 2 weeks now. And I'd really like to see how things are growing. I've also potted this apple cutting. I don't know if you remember that. I got it from our community Brecknock Wildlife allotment. It's not actually a cutting, it's a graft on an MM106 and I can't remember what it's called, but I have moved it from a tiny little pot into this pot. I haven't added anything to the compost. This was what a Uchiki curry grew in last year just out the front, but I've put it in there just to give it some space to grow, and then I can kind of find the place that I'm going to be putting it in my woodland garden next year. So I'm just going to carry on tidying all of this up now and then head on inside and show you what I'm going to be doing with my chilli plants. At the back there I've got kind of a concrete planter that belonged to my granny actually, so it's very old, and next to it is a small trough. I'm going to be putting some of my spring bulbs in there. My tulips though that I saved from last year are starting to sprout, so I need to think about what I'm doing with that soon. And also kind of over here on the left hand side, this is like a really messy flower bed. There's some borage in there and there's some snapdragons, the pink flower that you can see. So I'm just kind of gonna try. I was really hoping this year that I could put loads of spring bulbs in there, but it needs a lot of work doing and it's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to finish kind of tidying this area up now and then I will show you what I'm doing with my chilli plants. Okay, so I'm in my attic now and this is where I overwinter all of my cactus plants, and I will also be overwintering my chilli plants. So I took off all of the chilies from the biggest plant, which I've got here. I'm not sure how I'm going to preserve those ones yet. Possibly dry them and then kind of ground them up so I can keep them in a jam jar. That'd be quite a good way, because if I put them in the fridge they get forgotten about, if I put them in the freezer they get forgotten about, but if I leave them dried kind of in the air, my kitchen's quite damp, so I would be worried that they would spoil. So I've just put the smaller chilies in this kind of pot here, or in this cardboard box here, and as you can see there's still weeds in there that I need to take out, but literally I'm just gonna leaving them like that. And then the larger one is in the 10-litre bucket. That does need to be trimmed down, but I just put it up here now to forget about it. And this chilli here, it already looked like this, so I've not actually cut it down. So pretty happy with those. I have overwintered chilies this way in the past, but then they died off in the summer because I didn't water them. So I know there's quite a few of you that are talking about overwintering your chilies at the moment. So you know, how does this compare to your way of doing things? Out in the garden finishing up. I just wanted to show you some other parts that I really wanted to start working on. Sorry the light's not too great here actually, but I thought I'd just show you anyway. This is an area of my patio that is completely overgrown in the flower bed, and there is like, sorry you can't really see at all, can you, but there's like a large sycamore tree here that's just a sapling that's been left to grow, and there's some other kind of trees here, and there is a Japanese maple actually. I don't know if you can see, kind of it's shed most of its leaves now, but it's just here, so I'd probably save that. But this is an area here that gets a lot of sun during the day, so as you can see now it's kind of mid-afternoon. Well, you don't know it's mid-afternoon, but it's mid-afternoon and it's got a lot of light on this area. So I want to kind of get all of the trees taken out of here and turn that into kind of a flower bed at the front, but also grow some vegetables in there as well, because I think that'd be really pretty. But as you can see, it is very kind of messy and untidy in my garden. Kind of to begin with, when I started vlogging, I didn't really like to show people kind of the mess, because you know, we want to make everything look amazing, don't we, all the time, but this area is like really untidy. So I also this autumn want to get everything tidy from here and kind of not bring pots and stuff down and leave them. For instance, there's a pallet here, and I put that there when we moved in. I chucked some saplings in some pots and put it on there, and I've kind of not done anything with it this year. So I just want to make everything tidy really, because you can see I've got a lot of leaves here that fall off all the trees, and it would just make it a lot easier for me to actually clean them up if I didn't have all of this mess here. So that's kind of my next project really, just getting everything cleared down so I can start making it a really pretty garden really. Okay, so about an hour and a half after I started, it's all looking very tidy out here. It still needs to be swept, but it's a bit damp on the floor, so I'm going to wait for it to dry out. But I'm so pleased that I started this job today really, because it's making things look a lot tidier out here. And I have promised myself that I'm not going to put any more rubbish down in this area and make myself look like a hoarder, so I'm so pleased with that. I hope you're all having a lovely Sunday, and if you're still watching, thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much. Bye!